its inception, the CBS series Beauty and the Beast has won praise for going beyond the usual conventions of primetime television, and tomorrow night's episode takes another giant step. It includes 9 minutes of silent action in which a young deaf woman, played by actress Terrylene, becomes involved with a deaf street gang. The actors communicate with sign language and subtitles. Joining us live from Los Angeles this morning, the writer-producer of the episode, Howard Gordon, and the actress you just saw, actress Terrylene. Interpreting for her this morning is Bob Manganelli. Good morning, Terrylene. Good morning, Howard.
Good morning.
Howard, you developed this character actually last year. How did this come about where you decided to put that part in Beauty and the Beast to begin with?
The part of Laura really came out of an interest that we had in exploring deaf culture, and Terrylene and the part of Laura intrigued us so much so that we decided to bring her back this year, just out of a natural curiosity as to where she was, what had happened to her.
Well, tell me about this episode.
This episode really sprang from a real story about an inner-city gang of deaf kids who were largely underprivileged kids who'd been kicked out of their homes, and we figured that was a good place to put our character a year later, sort of not to have a happy ending.
Terrylene, is it difficult for you, because you're deaf, to get roles in Hollywood?
No, it's difficult for me, not because, well, to me, it's not because I'm deaf, no. But it's difficult because it's in the people's minds. It's their mind. That's difficult to work with sometimes. It's difficult. People still don't really know how to use actors because voices are the majority. So they expect when a deaf actress comes, they expect, well, maybe you can speak a little bit, can you? Creativity is not really used on the most part.
Howard, was the network uncomfortable with putting on 9 minutes of silence?
The network was surprisingly supportive. I guess the greatest resistance we had, I guess, was from the staff itself. We questioned whether it would play. We anticipated some difficulty on the network's part, but they were surprisingly supportive. We just questioned dramatically whether, in fact, 9 minutes of silence would go over, and in fact it did, and I think it works wonderfully.
Well, Terrylene, I know you would criticize me for even calling it silence, because there's a lot there, even though it is unspoken.
Well, yeah, right. People say 9 minutes of sound or screaming in that scene. Then I tease them this morning, this is 9 minutes of silence. Can you imagine 9 minutes of that? No. But that is really a breakthrough for network television, and it's also a breakthrough for us, the deaf actors, because we no longer have voices distorting our performance, our lines. We perform for ourselves. Our work is being seen for the first time, and it's a breakthrough.
There's actually a large group in Hollywood, isn't there, Terrylene, of deaf actors or actors with disabilities through a group called Media Access, which tries to get parts in Hollywood for actors with disabilities?
Media Access recognizes many actors, yes. Most deaf actors feel we are people. Disability, that word, I'm sure most handicapped people feel that that word handicap doesn't represent us, because we're people first. We have a soul. That's what counts.
Are you uncomfortable with the word disability?
No, I'm not uncomfortable with it. I don't like it. It doesn't represent me appropriately.
Howard, someone told me that there is actually... Oh, go ahead, Terrylene.
What I will represent best is human.
Howard, someone told me that actually there is fierce competition within the acting community because there's so very, very few parts for deaf actors. Marlee Matlin, of course, such a predominant deaf actress. In Children of the Lesser
Right.
God, the parts are so few that it actually is a real dog-eat-dog world.
I would say that acting itself is a pretty dog-eat-dog world, and in the deaf community where there are fewer parts, I've witnessed something like that, yeah.
Howard Gordon, Terrylene,
yes.
thank you. Bob, thank you so much also.
You're welcome.
Terrylene, best of luck to you.
So watch the show?
Thank you.
Watch the show.
22 after, we'll be back.